بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وخاتم النبيين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your brother Abdul-Lateef from both Abdul-Lateef.com as well as Arabic Virtual Academy. Today I just wanted to take a couple of seconds to give some basic advice as to the direction we need to be moving in, especially in these days and times. With everything going on in the world, dealing with coronavirus and, people getting sick and people dying and things along these sorts. We see nowadays a lot of these countries have made a decision to start lightening up on the restrictions that were put in place. Now, this is all fine and good. I can't say that this person's decision is better than this person's decision according to what they have to go off of, because I really don't know. But I do know one thing, that as Muslims, we have another filter that we need to go off of, or that we need to run all of our information past. And it's not just, okay, these people now, they're telling me I have the right to do certain things. Me personally, as an individual, if I decide not to, I have the right not to wear my mask that they told me I had to wear. Or I have the right not to adhere to these, what do they call that? The social distancing. I can go out to these places and sit in the mall and it be packed, and I can go out to the beaches and I can do this and that and the other. Okay, yes, they're telling you, okay, now you have the right to do this legally. But as Muslims, we need to understand it's not all about what we can do legally. It's what we do Islamically. What needs to be done is we need to take this and we need to take this right that they're giving us individually and run it past what we know our religion has to say. And we know the whole of our religion was sent to protect and preserve upon certain things, certain principles. One of these things that we need to understand is that our individual rights stop when we find that our practicing and taking advantage of these individual rights are likely to cause harm to the masses of individuals. What do I mean when I say that? Okay, I have the right to go out and gather in groups of people or with groups of people. We don't know who from these people have this coronavirus and who doesn't. But I know, okay, after I get done doing this, I may be exposed to this, I may not be exposed to it. But if I am, I'm going to take it back home and possibly expose my wife and children to this. Or possibly expose my mother and father who are older, or even my grandmother or grandfather to this sickness. Or I may have it and not even realize it, because there are people that are walking around don't even realize they have it. And now I've exposed a lot of other people to it. Do I go off of the fact of saying, okay, well, listen, I have the right to do it, so I'm going to do it? No, my right stops when I begin infringing on the right of the masses or the well-being of the masses. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm just saying, a lot of us were getting happy because this is being lifted and this restriction is being lifted and we're not asked to go by this. But just remember, it's not all about us as individuals. Now, yes, like we said, legally, certain things are allowed that weren't allowed before. And that's fine and good. But you have to remember that we're Muslim and we have another set of criterion that we have to run all of this by before we start acting on all of this stuff. And this is the hidayah, this is the guidance that was sent to us. We need to look and see, okay, well, now legally I can do this. Now, how does this play out Islamically? As a Muslim, should I be doing this or not? Because you all know we can't do everything as a Muslim that we can do legally. Legally, in a lot of these countries and these places, you can go out, you can drink, and you can do this, and you can do that. Certain things you can do that may be crimes to do on the streets, you can do it within your household. Legally. But as Muslims, we can't do it whether we're in public or whether we're in the confines of our own homes. Why? Because Islam doesn't allow us to do these things. And we have to remember that in Islam, the well-being of the community or the ummah is much more important than those individual rights that we can do or do without. We need to look at everyone and how our actions are going to affect others and those people that we're around. We don't want to be the ones that are causing more problems. We're supposed to be the ones that are setting examples. So don't get, sidetracked and say, okay, well, listen, legally, I don't have to do this anymore. If you look within yourself and say, okay, well, listen, this is aiding us, or this is stopping, or even it may not stop 110%. But if it's working as a barrier to that which is causing or going to cause more problems, then we need to weigh out the pros and cons of us acting on these individual rights. Or as you've seen in some of my videos, I've said, weighing out our wants, our individual wants, over the need of the community or the ummah. We can't be selfish, especially in times like this when we're talking about human lives. Especially when we're talking about, it doesn't even have to be a life or death situation. Going out and getting someone sick or bringing back a sickness that is going to possibly stop a whole household from operating. The working parent or working parents get sick. They're not going to be able to work. Then what? What's going to happen when it comes time for rent? Or those people that have mortgages have to pay their mortgages? Possibly because of the fact that they're sick, and depending on how long they're sick, they may end up getting evicted or thrown out. What's going to happen when it comes time for them to do shopping month after month after month when their income is limited? All because I wanted to practice something that I legally had the right to do, but it's going to cause harm, or I believe that it's a good possibility that it's going to cause harm to other than me. Not only to one individual, but it's going to spread. It may spread and spread and spread and spread and spread. So I just wanted to take a minute to give you another way to look at things. Because it seems as though we're being beaten ahead with, okay, well, listen, now you can do this. everybody go out and enjoy it. Just live with the coronavirus. Just, listen. This is all fine and good for those people that don't have that extra filter that they have to run things through. But if you're listening to this video, we do. And to be honest with you, most people that have a conscience, whether they're Muslim or not, is going to see that what Islam is telling us that we need to be doing really is the right thing to do. Now, I'll stop there so as not to take up too much of your time. But, if you have any questions about what I'm saying, let us know, and I'll try to do my best to answer any of your questions. And if you find this information beneficial, then, let others know. Start this discussion. Pass this information on so that even though they may not be getting it from other areas, at least they can be getting it from you. Because we need to work together to do what? To wake people up. Because this situation can really get a lot more serious than it is. May Allah Ta'ala guide us to that which is correct and protect and preserve us and our families and our loved ones. Allahumma ameen. And inshallah Ta'ala, like I said, I'll end there. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وأشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت وأستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.